Hey guys, this is Matt Robinson. I'm here with Midnight Silence, the band that is going to be playing at the Crossing this Friday night, April 17th. Don't come on the 19th because they won't be here, so come on the 17th from 7:30 to 10 p.m. How about you guys introduce yourselves?
All right, I'm Corey Schrader. I'm the drummer.
I'm Gabe Newhall, and I play bass.
I'm Casey, and I'm sick, and I play guitar.
He's sick. And I'm Adam, and I'm just here.
And
Adam.
Pat can't make it. He's other
Patrick is our vocalist and guitarist, and yeah.
It might be a sign that Patrick's not here. We're not sure if they invited him to this practice or not.
Yeah,
He may be on his way in or out of the band. I don't
Yeah.
mean to stir up controversy, but as the reporter who's reporting this information, I'd like to get credit for that story if it ends up being true. How about you guys? Could you tell us a little bit about your band? How did you guys?
All right, well, Patrick and I, 2006, August 2006, we wanted to start a band because we were really into music and stuff, so we gathered up some people, and our first bassist was Hayes Volpenheim, who didn't know how to play bass at all, and it was just Pat and I and Hayes, and we just thought of the name Midnight Silence. There's no funny story or, cool story behind it. We just thought it sounded cool.
Could you give us an example of Midnight Silence? Not the band, but the word, the phrase itself.
Just don't talk.
What? There's no. It's just Midnight Silence.
Gabe, I liked your Midnight Silence. That was nice.
Something that they need to learn.
All right, and then Brendan.
Oh yeah, okay. So Hayes got fired because he was terrible, and Hayes isn't going to be watching this, so it's
If
okay.
Hayes watches this, that will be pretty good, pretty epic.
Yeah,
So
probably.
Ha ha, Hayes. I'm better than you.
So after that, we brought in Brendan Sullivan, who we had our first couple of gigs with, and then he quit because he was a year older than us, so he thought he was too cool for us.
But he's still awesome.
Yeah, and while Brendan was while Brendan was in, we brought in Casey, who
No. Technically, Pat was on my baseball team in 2007, and I asked if I could join, and I kind of tried out, I guess.
Yeah, we had an audition with him and Phil Elias,
It's kind
and
of pointless.
yeah, he
Phil was
won by a
also
long
terrible.
shot. Yeah. Well,
Saying that.
Phil might watch this, so.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
but Phil is a good guitarist.
Yeah, actually,
too.
Phil is a good guitarist.
Gabe
So.
won't agree to it.
Yeah.
I won't either.
All right, well, so Casey came in, and then Brendan quit, so we were looking for a bassist, and Gabe had actually filled in for Brendan at one of our shows, which is called Chapel's Party. It's on YouTube, but don't look it up, it's terrible.
That was the name of the band for a while. Chapel's Party.
The party, hosted by Chapel.
Chapel.
I don't think I'm at liberty to
There's
give
a
her
dude
last
named
name.
Chappelle. Chapel.
Chappelle, yeah, it's actually a girl.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, girl. I'm sorry.
She's not gonna watch this, but
I like how you guys are convinced that no one's going to watch this.
yeah.
I don't know who would, I haven't seen any of them.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched this one either.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching it right now.
It's going to be
So.
the worst of all. I
Yeah.
can tell already.
Well, okay, so Gabe filled in for Brendan at Chapel's Party, and so we're like, okay, Gabe's good, and Brendan just quit, so why don't we get Gabe in? And Gabe's like, all right, that's cool. So, and then Danny O'Connor came along.
Epic face. Ears bleeding for a month.
He was our vocalist. He didn't play anything. He just
About
sang.
a week.
Because Patrick was losing his high notes because puberty does that to you. So we had to get someone with a higher voice. So we got Danny O'Connor, and he was okay, but we couldn't.
It's awful.
Well,
My ears were bleeding for a month.
what if he watches this?
But a lot of things, guys, let's be honest, a lot of things can cause one's ears to bleed.
Yes.
Stabbing
Needles?
them with a blunt object,
Yeah.
A sharp object.
certain
Sharp-
types of
sharp object
bats
would probably-
in certain parts of Eastern
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that can cause bleeding ears, besides even getting them pierced. So, well, that's a cool little background on the band. What are some of your influences? What are the kind of things that you try and pattern your sound after?
Well, Pat and I. Well, actually, Casey's getting into our influences too, but
Well, I've always been into like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
But I grew up around Metallica and like
Pantera.
Yeah, he and Gabe kind of have a more like hard metal influence. Patrick and I are just like more just classic rock.
Like it's easier for me to play your style, kind of like our music, but I still am more influenced by like heavier bands.
Yeah,
Your voice reflects
but
that.
the blend, the blend of those sounds kind of like make our sound, and they make us unique. So I think it's good.
Pretty much awesome.
Yeah. I heard you guys are working on an album.
Yes, our album, debut album.
Untitled yet.
No, it's called Ambrosia.
No, you and Pat decided.
What?
that.
How do you not?
Oh.
What?
Guys, pay no attention to this.
We've
They're
been
really on the
deciding this
same
since
page.
like 50 months. Well, all right, we want to call it Ambrosia, and Pat and I thought of the name. There is a band called Ambrosia, but I don't think we're gonna get sued because it's an actual word. Like if it was a band with
We're
a
gonna
made-up
get
name.
sued.
Who owns a concept? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I just thought it sounded cool because it means food of the gods. So, we're not trying to be like arrogant, but we just thought it'd be cool to name our album Ambrosia.
Is it arrogant to consider yourselves as something that will be devoured by the gods?
Well, if the gods were good gods, and
They probably won't like us.
Yeah.
well,
Probably too
hopefully,
heavy for them.
I mean, this is a Catholic church, or a Christian church, so it's just God. But
That's an interesting philosophical question, whether or not what type of music God would like.
I could take
Yeah.
God into death metal, you know, just, you know,
Listen to the Cannibal Corpse,
I bet he's got a pretty versatile taste,
yeah, probably.
considering he created us with certain talents, certain abilities.
Yeah.
You
I bet
know?
he likes Angel of Death. Favorite song.
Okay, so the album's gonna have probably like 13 originals